You know, thank goodness that I am not the teacher that I was my first year teaching. I look back on that version of me and just cringe. But I'm also thankful for that version of me because she taught me. So here's some mistakes that I made my first year teaching that helped me become the teacher that I am today. Disclaimer, I'm still obviously not a perfect teacher and I'm still learning and growing and making mistakes every single day, but I'd like to think that I've grown a lot since then. The first mistake I made was that I took almost everything personally. When a student got upset with me or something we were doing in class, or they just didn't like my class, I took that personally. And you just have to learn that it's not that deep. At this point in my career, like, I literally don't care. Like, if you're gonna get mad at me, if you don't like my class, if you don't, whatever, like, I don't care. Second thing is I didn't know which hills to die on. I was dying on every single hill. I wrote up a kid probably like every other week just because I didn't know how to handle a situation because like I didn't know which hills that I should die on. Little things escalated because I just didn't let little things go. I don't think I've written up a kid at all this school year, at all. 0 referrals. But my first year teaching, it was like every other week I was filling out a referral report. And granted, I have a really good admin support team, so they took care of the situations and handled it for me. They were probably so annoyed with me, but they never said or implied anything. But I did learn that I can handle things on my own if I know which hills to die on. Another mistake I made was being too rigid, not being flexible enough. As a teacher, you just never know what the day is going to throw at you. Literally every second of the day, you don't know what's going to happen. And you have to be flexible. I would not budge even a little bit on assignments, on whatever. It led to behavior issues, and then that led to me writing them up, and then it led to so many things. Another mistake I made was not prioritizing building relationships with my students. I wanted to have good relationships with my students, but I was scared. I was so stressed out in my first year that I could not even focus on building relationships with my students. I feel like I've really gotten to know a lot of my students the past couple of years. I feel like they're a lot more comfortable with me. They can come to me. I really do make relationship building a priority. All right, last thing, and this kind of has to do with what I already talked about with not knowing which hill to die on, but I would get into power struggles with my students a lot. I was 22 teaching 15 and 16-year-olds. I'm literally not that much older than them, so I already kind of have to work harder to gain their respect and to get them to listen to me as an authority figure. I would get a lot of disrespect from students, attitude from students, and I would take that personally, and then I'd get into this power struggle of arguing with them like, you can't treat me like that, and then they'd fight back and then argue with them, and then it'd lead to me writing them up. And you just have to learn to let things go, never get into a power struggle with a student. Yeah, those are a lot of the mistakes that I made that I've learned from, and hopefully I do a lot better at now. I feel like I do. I'm still growing, I'm still learning. Take my mistakes and learn from them as well.